is with great sorrow that we mourn the passing of Sergeant Bobby Swartz, who served the community for 25 years. Rest easy, sir.
Nearly 1 year ago, Oklahoma County Sergeant Bobby Swartz was killed while serving an eviction notice. His fellow deputy, Melody Norton, survived the ambush and is now back on the job.
And only on 9, our Lisa Monahan rode along with her to see the dangers firsthand.
When neither side can see the other's point of view,
we're in the middle.
The simple act of serving an eviction notice.
We're not on the side of the landlord, we're not on the side of you.
Can put law enforcement on the threshold of danger.
Open the door and I won't kick you in.
County, hold here.
County, shots fired. Shots fired.
County's clear, shots fired.
You need help.
I know.
County, all units 1033.
A year ago, August 22nd, 2022, that danger proved deadly for Oklahoma County Sheriff's Deputy Sergeant Bobby Swartz and traumatizing for surviving deputies Mark Johns and Melody Norton. The incident underscores a disturbing nationwide trend in which angry tenants take out their frustrations, sometimes in a lethal manner, on the deputies tasked with serving legal paperwork.
The animalistic way that he was shooting, and I just remember thinking, this is it.
The brush with death, as traumatic as it was, did not deter Deputy Norton in continuing her life's work, but it made her even more aware of the risk associated with civil enforcement.
The legal aid will be there if you need help with that. We have any number of random papers and go into a lot of crazy places. Sheriff's Office! You never know who's gonna be where and what friend is over.
While no one would have predicted enforcing an eviction at this particular home would end so tragically, the incident did reveal possible flaws in the system.
Much like the day when Bobby was shot and killed, it was posted when we were coming back.
As Sheriff Tommy Johnson explains, an eviction can take up to 45 days to complete.
So everything we do, we notify you of what's going on. We have to give you the ability to get out.
During the process, deputies with the Civil Enforcement Unit make several stops at the home to post notices, with the final warning specifying when they'll be back to change the lock.
We returned on the date that they told them they were coming back.
That transparency, both a courtesy and a requirement under the law, proved a dangerous liability in this case.
Plank was ready. He was ready for us, and he had his own plans.
The sheriff's office hadn't done anything wrong, but in hindsight, court records contained warning signs that might have helped prepare for the possibility of Benjamin Plank's ambush. A protective order filed the week prior indicated Plank was angry, wanted to end his misery, and had at least 8 guns in the home. It remains unclear if deputies were made aware of that situation. To better understand the process and its risks, Deputy Norton, now back on duty, let us ride along for a day. Civil procedures, we learned, can sometimes be very uncivil.
You just never know what's going on at a place. So this looks like maybe something the landlord put up here.
The risk is also routinely underestimated.
Y'all can't give it to me, huh?
Do you have his phone number?
As the enforcement unit is underfunded and understaffed.
There's no way we're gonna make this chalk talk 3 o'clock. I have this many to post, this many to lock out today. It's a lot. I've got a VPO in here too, protective order.
The caseload of about 100 legal documents a day comes with its own set of risks.
And there's just a lot going on all the time. A lot of shootings lately.
Typically, when serving an eviction notice, the deputy has only a name and an address.
Sheriff's Office! Here's the thing, on these, it doesn't have dates of birth or anything.
Or background checks. The deputies are rarely armed with the evictee's criminal history or information on prior incidents at their residence.
a lot of these we're just blind about.
So it's the unknown that's kind of scary.
I guess we just don't really think about it until we're right in the middle of it, to be honest. I mean, we hope that they're gone.
She doesn't survive on hope alone.
We try to get in and out of places pretty quick.
After everything Deputy Norton has been through, she's also changing the approach.
So I'm posting these apartments
Sheriff's Office
and letting them know that in 48 hours, we will be back to change the locks.
Sheriff's Office.
What I've been doing is putting an exact date and time, but I know I won't be back at that exact date and time, but I want them to know the exact 48-hour mark.
Teaming up with other deputies for eviction calls when possible also adds a layer of protection.
I have started kind of trying to just ride together most days because it just seems like even things that aren't a big deal turn into be a big deal at some point. It was pretty rough when we went and posted last week. Lots of people sitting out, just staring.
From coaxing delusional squatters out of vacant apartments.
Nobody's allowed back in here. We'll be 98. Maybe we can get in somewhere. Well, it makes me think he hasn't been here because he didn't take this off the door.
Entering homes and expecting trouble.
So the back door's wide open. We'll go in together.
Sheriff's Office.
No one, but the shower was on.
Barely dodging the person who had no intention of leaving before the knock at the door.
Okay, friend, it's all yours.
To the uncooperative ones who'd rather argue than leave.
Hey, how are you? So they're gonna start changing the locks. So you can just grab what you can grab in the vehicle.
In a day's work alongside the deputies, we witnessed them handle all manner of stressful
He
interactions.
just kept saying that they said, they told him he could still have some more time.
So what happens in this scenario?
Oh, well, he's gonna have to leave.
And hopefully leave peacefully.
The reality is they had been knowing something was going on. I think sometimes people think if I just ignore it long enough, it'll go away. Not so.
The deputies realize the people involved in their civil enforcement actions are often in dire straits, struggling with issues that will likely only be compounded when they deliver worse news. They try to show compassion, but they have to get the job done. And past experience has shown, sadly, that sometimes people do shoot the messenger.
We don't know what's in their house.
They ask for understanding, well aware they may be standing at danger's doorstep.
We're thinking the good intentions, and that's not really what everybody else is thinking.
Sheriff's Office.
Lisa Monahan, Oklahoma's Own, News 9.